In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of the Realist Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. Of course, I am the gatekeeper or the host of this particular program, known here on social media, the internet, some of y'all still call the World Wide Web. However you call it, or however you view it, whatever is your opinion about what this thing that we're on, however you see it, I am known as the mighty, her mighty, Angel Snup 7. I am your brother, and hopefully your friend, Taalik Ibn'rad. This particular subject is funny, but then also at the same time it's very sad. And then again, it makes me very, very angry that we continue to be so I don't know what the word to use, because no matter what word I choose, there are many people that would be offended. So they say, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. But maybe perhaps the word is we continue to allow ourselves to be deceived. We continue to allow ourselves to live in a fantasy world in hopes that what we are taught what we believe may be true. However, time is the greatest thing that tests whatever in life. Time is the ultimate test. And time shows us, regardless of how much you believe, what you feel, what you think you know, time lets it all hangs out and it reveals whatever it is, exactly what it is. And even though we are presented reality right in our face, many of us, we will still ignore and continue to believe in our delusions, our fantasy that we have built up in our mind. Because certainly it's got to be better. Certainly I don't believe in this and it is wrong. It is an error. It is impossible. We make mistakes every day. How come we can't make a mistake in the religions, the belief systems that we choose? And that is my subject. I just recently watched a few videos not too long ago, and the video was full of praise God, God this and the God that, and God. The question that arises for me is, praise God for what? They keep telling and saying all these things about God. I have yet to see anything that what this God has done for anybody. And you may say, because of my own experience, I hate God. I cannot hate what don't exist. I cannot even dislike. It does not exist. I don't blame God. I blame ourselves for our own ignorance, for our own inability to see that this stuff is fantasy stuff. It is no more than when you saw the child that had the invisible friend, and you looking at the child, and the child said, this is my friend. And you look, and there's no friend. The friend is invisible. And since we grow up as children with this type of mentality of invisible friends, when we become adult, it is easy to put on you and teach you that there is the greatest invisible friend way out there in the sky, somewhere out there in the universe. You will never see this invisible friend. None of you have an email a phone number, no way to contact this invisible friend. But yet you will laugh at the child with the invisible friend, but you get angry if somebody laughs at you because of you and your invisible friend, because your invisible friend is real. Woo! You must understand that this is not mockery, because I come from the same place that you come from. I was raised in the state of Mississippi. I was raised in the Baptist church. The beginnings of my life, I was influenced by Christian teaching. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. I believe in Jesus. Well, what happened to you? What happened to me is that my brain began to kick in and tell me that something here was wrong. And unlike y'all, I began to listen to my brain. My brain tells me you might not understand what I'm trying to say to you, but time will reveal to you and show you the reality that this belief system is not for you, and it is out of time. It is inappropriate. It keeps you enslaved. It does not allow me, your brain, to do what I need to do in order to free not only you as an individual, but you belong to a people who have been physically free, but their brains are still in shackles. And their brains are still in shackles because this belief system that you have been taught, it is used and have been used all types of forms, even prior to the Caucasian people. These belief systems have been used to make people docile, easily controlled. Because no God has come to us personally. We were taught this by a man. And since the man controlled the religion or the belief system, and you believe it, he controls you. You don't want to believe that. But clearly, the condition that we find ourselves in, we find ourselves in a slave-like condition. Always serving somebody. Always worshiping somebody. We never want to be outside of slavery. If I'm not slave to the Caucasian people, then I'm slave to a black man, or I'm slave to some god or alien, or I got to serve somebody. That goes to show you that you have not broken the mentality of a slave, because you don't understand really what freedom is. You have no idea of truly breaking the bonds. You got to serve somebody. It is ludicrous. And it is insane. And it is a detriment to you. Here is your life. This life was given to you. But the only reason why you exist is to serve somebody. I would rather not exist. It's the same thing as like when we raise a chicken. And we raise that chicken, the ultimate purpose is eggs. And the ultimate purpose is that life was brought into existence. And we control that life so that we can have fried chicken when it's all said and done. If a chicken or a cow or any animal could think the way that we think as a human being, what type of existence would that be? To know that you was born just so that your life would be cut short and you would be eaten by somebody else. And basically, that's what has happened to us. As a slave, you are eaten by some other higher predator. And then we find pride in it. I only exist to serve God. You think that you're saying something high and mighty. That you're a slave. I'm here to serve somebody. I only exist to serve somebody. You think that you're really saying some big time stuff, like you're doing something big. Praise this God. Now, unlike the racist Caucasian people, if somebody came here during slavery and was going to bring harm to his slaves, the racist Caucasian people would take up arms and protect their property because their property is this slave. Now, you want to worship God, and when you say servant, you basically are saying you are a slave. Because that's why you exist, to serve this God. However, you have been attacked by all kinds of forces for thousands of years, praying to God. And God has done nothing to protect you from your enemies, those who come to cause you harm. I was watching also Roots. And of course, Kunta Kinte was trapped by the slave catchers. And he kept talking about Allah this, Allah that. Allah knows. And guess what? Allah didn't do nothing for Kunta Kinte till the day Kunta Kinte, now his name is Toby, till the day that he died. Praise God. I'm asking you again. Praise God for what? Y'all been praising God for thousands of years. And all these oppressed people been praising God for thousands of years. And this God never did nothing to help you. If you did not help yourself, then your condition would not change. It says in the scriptures that God helped those who help themselves. If I can help myself, what I need you for? We don't think about the things that we have been taught. When I take one step, God takes 2 steps. Well, I've taken 1 step. I've taken 2 steps. 4, 5, 6, many over my lifetime. I've taken many steps. I have yet to see any God do anything, nor have you. You can pretend all you want. There is no debate about God, whether God exists or not. Because clearly, any sane person can see that this God does not exist. And what a coward your God is. Hiding me. It reminds me of y'all people on YouTube and Facebook. Hide your face behind an avatar. And this God don't even do that. Why you won't make your presence known? Because see, if you come out and say that you God, these people going to try you. You say that you God, they're going to shoot at you. They're going to run you over with a train. You God, you can handle it. Where is this God? Make yourself known. I want there to be a God. I want this God to come and straighten this mess out right now. How are you going to make demands on God? I have the right to. If you call the police and the police don't come in appropriate time, you have the right to complain about the police. I'm in trouble. I need your help. I need the police. And you're going to show up an hour later. What kind of crap is that? You pray to God. That means you praying to God right now. I need your help. Right now. Not 2,000 years from now. And God is the only one y'all make all these excuses for. This pretend invisible being. Because you know God ain't going to do nothing. You wait for a cab. And when the cab comes, the cab is 5 minutes late. You want to have a problem with the cab driver because he's late. 15 minutes late. However, God has been late. God has not done nothing for thousands of years, and you justify it's all right. God does it in his own sweet time. I need a cab now. We need God now. We don't need God 2,000 years from now. The bottom line, y'all need to really get rid of these fantasy things in your mind. Not only about God, but many other things about how our ancestors lived and all this manufactured delusional fantasy stuff that you done came up with. Get that out of your mind. Clean your mind up so your brain can work. Your brain is not working, brothers and sisters. That's why many of you don't understand me, because your brain, and you won't allow your brain to work, because you cloud your mind with all this stuff that's confusing and delusional, and it's not real. With that said, again, praise God for what? Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. This your brother, the Angel Snubbed Up 7, the most powerful voice on YouTube. This was and is the Reality's Temple on Earth.